So I am very much not a creature of habit. I wish I could be, but I just can't seem to establish, like efficient routines, uh, healthy, healthy habits. I can't maintain healthy habits that well. Used to be able to, can't anymore. The unhealthy habits are a lot easier, I've found. That's water. It's mostly water anyways. Okay, there's water in it. Come on, I wouldn't do that. Seriously, I would never do that. All right. So do you remember maybe in high school, college, when you would maybe take those learning style tests, that would determine if you're concrete, sequential, or, abstract, random, something like that? Anyways, I remember taking them, and I thought it was really important to be concrete, sequential, because I used to be ambitious, and I thought that would get me ahead in life. So I remember taking those tests to be like, how can I answer these questions so that I, in fact, turn out to be concrete, sequential? That is a strategy for failure. I guarantee it. Very random. Always was, still am. Ask my staff. They'll tell you, my coworkers, I don't even have a workspace. All I have are discrete, tiny little piles. Yep, exactly. All over the shop. They're very well organized. I know where they are. They change constantly. You don't know where they are. I do. You don't have to worry about it, okay? but it's true. However, I'm not random about one thing, and that is my bike riding and my bike training. When it comes to that, I'm very much a creature of habit. I like to go to the same places over and over and over again, okay? And for a lot of reasons, but the reason that serves the purpose tonight is because I like to get to know places. I like to go to them over and over again so I get to know them well, so they become intimate and familiar. And the best case scenario is that leads me to meet people, the people that live in these places. Because random, abstract, concrete, sequential, whatever, doesn't matter. I'm an extrovert for sure, okay? I really like people, okay? And, well, I love people. And speaking of somebody I love, I was out riding on one of my very habitual routes one Saturday morning with my very good friend Sean, who's here tonight. And we were down by the Clackamas River. We ride along the Clackamas a lot. Out past Carver, towards Barton Park, Eden Road, Fisher's Mill. You might know the places. And on that ride, we met somebody. And before I tell you about this somebody, let me tell you a little bit more about the bike rides we go on. Okay, the bike rides we go on are more about they're more about talking than training. Okay, specifically, they're more about me talking. Okay, okay. I just talk, and Sean listens. He is a very, very, very good listener. Okay. I mean, he's a very, very, very good. He's a very good boy. He's a very good man, guy. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. All right. All right. But what we talk about, we tend to talk about sports a lot, okay? Because it's a common language for us. We both grew up playing team sports. We weren't bike racers. And we talk more specifically about what team sports have done to us as men. To trust me on this as men. So we talk about what I call the irony of competition. I just made that up. That is when you play really well, but your team loses, okay? Conversely, there's your team wins and you suck, okay? So what do you do with that? We also talk about what I'm going to call now, I'm inventing this right now, the social contract of the team. And that is, basically that whole there's no I in team bullshit. I mean, of course there's I in a team. I mean, seriously, let's be real. But all kidding aside, I mean, we talk about what it takes to be more than the sum of your parts, because that's the point of a team, right? How do you get to speak a common language with your teammates so that you can succeed, on the field of play? How can you be more than the sum of your parts, especially when you don't particularly like each other sometimes? Because I don't really like hockey players, okay? Even though I am one, We also talk about, this is more serious, okay? We also talk about what spending all of this time with teammates, again, in my case, hockey, in his case, soccer, coaches, parents, yes, often very overbearing, selfish parents. I mean, fortunately for the two of us, that was not our experience, but that was the experience of many. Anyways, we talk a lot about what that has done to us, and it's hardened us. And I'm not proud of that. It paved the way for both of us to become, how do I say it, hard-ass jocks, right? I mean, make no mistake, that's not who I am, or who we are, but yeah, it's there. It's very much a part of who we are, and I don't think either of us like it. I don't like it, and we try to push it down. It's there, but we don't like that it's there. But all that aside, one great thing came from all this time, team sports and whatnot. We learned an important lesson. It's how to deal with conflict. And I think this is very important. Both internal and external conflict. I mean, bear with me. I mean, what we learned playing team sports is an important lesson. Is how do you maintain your individuality in a community? So how do you be true to yourself when you're also supposed to function wholly in a community? And I think the lesson learned there is not that you're just supposed to fight for what you believe in, stick up for yourself. That's not the point. That's too easy. It's way more subtle than that, It has to do with not taking for granted your individuality. That's a little bit counterintuitive, but it has to do with not taking for granted your individuality. And you don't take it for granted by working extremely, extremely hard to understand why you think and feel the way you do about things. You work really hard to understand why you think and feel the way you do about things. It's about being self-aware and self-possessed as best as you can. It's hard. More importantly, it is about understanding why others think and feel the way they do. It's about empathy. So, thank you. I sometimes think that we could do conflict better in Portland than we do. And back to the plot line, all right? Sean and I were about to have an opportunity to practice